V94.9 WATV, where the V stands for variety, with the home team in the morning. Right now, it stands for vital with us in the evening. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am your host, Lady Wu. I got my crew with me. I got my people with me. Introduce yourselves, everybody.
What's going on? It's your boy Ready Eddie.
What's up? It's Birmingham Blue.
What's going on? Sir said the right hand man.
Still at the right hand. Welcome back to the studio, Birmingham Blue.
Yeah, I be COVID paranoid.
COVID paranoid. So for that reason, we have our mask on. I'm going to pull mine down now so that I can talk. And look, guys. So since COVID has started, I've been looking for I have two left, two Buffalo Rocks left, and I opened one today.
They not selling them in the stores, or you don't haven't found them.
So they at the beginning of COVID, they said that they had run out of the tops, and I'm like, what do you mean the tops? Change the packaging. They say they ran out the tops, so haven't had any in a couple of
you you
in a
just
while.
drinking a Buffalo Rock. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your stomach strong.
but
Right. That's like a just drink just in case of emergency drink. Like you got gas or something.
I used to drink Buffalo Rock when I wanted the chicken pot to come on out.
that too. But so like for me, every once in a while,
Wow.
I'll drink one. See if
See,
you got okay.
okay, yeah.
No, yeah. I'll drink it just to kind of, sinuses or just whatever. Like every once in a while, just like, it's like a nature's remedy.
Hey, my man. That was my grandmama's remedy to a lot of stuff. Upset stomach, Buffalo
Yeah.
Rock will set 'em up.
Yep. I'm like a grandma. I kind of got that vibe. Welcome to all my people who are watching on social media. I see some people over here on the V949 page. What up, Courtney Beasley? Paul Humes. That's my boy. He said, everyone's up. And my mama. Hey, mama. So, hey, everybody on the V94 page there, some of you in other places as well. Hello to all of you wherever you are. Big show tonight. So, let's go ahead and get to it. We got a couple things to discuss. We're going to switch it over to Ready Eddie and jump directly in the back of his mind.
All right. In the black of my mind, there always comes a moment where the journey that we're currently on presents an opportunity to transcend it. In my personal life, that moment is come as I'll be making a big move to Hawaii. Don't worry, you'll get to still hear Ready Eddie on the radio waves due to the beauty of technology. But I'm in the mind that the journey that we're on in the black community is one where our moment to transcend has come. We're at a crossroads where we can continue to allow the system that we live under to press down on us, or we can assert our place in it so that it has to recognize our greatness. I think this moment has shown up from a combination of things: support outside of the black community, politicians putting up legislation to challenge some of the ills that we face in the community, but more than anything, the confidence that we've gained in the black community to make our voices known. It's a lot of work maintaining that confidence, but we're in no better position to capitalize on it. In order to do that, we have to lean into that transcendence. Find where you fit into the conversation and lean into it. Explore the depths of your blackness and lean into it. Commit to supporting people that share your blackness and lean into it.
Mm.
And when that moment shows up in your personal life, in whatever way it shows up, if you deem it necessary, lean into it. Keep up with your boy in the black of my mind on Instagram.
Hey, Eddie said lean into it. He's leaning in my direction. So you're leaning. You want the whole community as a whole to lean into whatever it is in front of them, meaning that we don't play with it. Like if you feel the urge to move, go on, move, jump,
Do it.
lean. So you mentioned that you were making a move. Like
I'm making a move.
how, like that ain't no, a lot of us say I need a new start. I'm gonna go over to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to Georgia. I'm gonna go to
That boy said
that.
Hawaii.
I'm gonna go round the globe. How you do that? How you come up with that?
You know, I can't. This was not a plan. This was not something that I thought was going to happen at this point in 2020. But we all know how unpredictable 2020 has been, and
Mm-hmm.
this moment just showed up to where I could make the decision to either to move here to Hawaii or stay here in Alabama.
Okay.
And that's the moment I decided to lean into that move. So I'm just leaning into it. That's kind of like going to be my motto for 2021
Lean into
with
it.
change. Lean into it.
Hey, well, let me get a little Hammond organ now.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yes, yes. No, but what I was gonna say is that I told people at church, I said, listen, 2020 either gonna be the year that's gonna identify you, that's gonna solidify you, or it's gonna be the year that's gonna break you. And for Eddie, I mean, when I walked in, y'all, I was like, man, I'm so jealous, but not
Mm-hmm.
literally. But I mean, I just think it's an awesome opportunity to move completely, totally out of your comfort zone. I mean, you not move. You from the South. Where you from, Eddie?
Lynette, Alabama.
Lynette, Alabama. That's down there. You know what I'm saying? They won the 1A.
Yeah.
Then y'all win the
One
one
A.
A
1A.
championship. That's like small. And he moving to like literally Hawaii to a whole nother culture. Like
Mhm.
literally another culture. And I just think that's amazing that if you ever want to be something in life, if you feel secure doing it, it's probably gonna end up being nothing. That it's those leaps of faith that you have to take when you just don't know what the outcome going. I mean, Hawaii is beautiful.
Yeah.
He said I ain't swimming in the ocean because I'd be like a big snack. Um, but I mean, you still, I mean, it's still gonna be new. So Eddie said he leaving their furniture here and he just going.
Out of there.
And I just commend him for doing that, man. That's like so many people would have made so many excuses as to why not, and legitimate
Mm-hmm.
ones. But man, you said, shoot, I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna
Out
go
of
get
there.
it. And so, man, I just wish you the best. Like I can say I know somebody that live in Hawaii.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to just go and be a tourist. Like Eddie, hey, what's up? I'm coming over for a trip. Like, what's up? What you cooking?
Yeah, what you cooking?
Mhm.
So that type of thing. I look at that as far as like stepping out. I've had many opportunities and been invited to go and do and see on several occasions. Um through radio, like being here in radio. Artists will come in, we may do a show or have a conversation or whatever, and it may lead to, well, hey, come on the road with us. And I was always like, well, mm, I have this base here, I have my support system here, I know this here. Then it became, well, I have a daughter, her family, everybody else is here, and I didn't take those opportunities. Now at this point in my life, ask me to go.
Got
Okay.
it. I mean, you either, like 2020 has showed you nothing is concrete. Nothing is not. I mean, you thought you was stable, but it was shown that everything can be unstable or unsettled at a matter in a month or two.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I just don't even know what the norm, if the norm is even, will we ever be able to go back to the norm? So, I mean, try it now.
So yeah, 2 years in, about 2 years on the show. When Eddie first came in, everybody was like, "Dang, woo, like you trying to, what you doing?"
Mhm.
Like that looked like Stud. I was like, "That's not Stud. That's Ready Eddie. That's a whole other person, a different type of contributor." But it's been gravy since the moment Eddie came into the studio. Like a lot of information, great insight. just a great dude all around. Always ready. So thank you for being ready. And we gonna see how this transition goes. How many? Like, what's the time difference?
4 hours.
So you'll be 4 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, they don't have daylight saving time. So when y'all's when the mainland time change, it'll be 5 hours. It just alternate from 4 to 5 hours over there. They don't change with us. But either way, it's 4 or 5 hour
Well,
different.
you need to communicate with said or somebody to let them know because I don't know how to. I don't know if you're gonna be later on time. I don't know what time this gonna be.
It's gonna be you saying
11.
It's
you're
gonna
gonna
be
be
like
four.
2 o'clock for me, 2 or 3 o'clock for me, 7 o'clock for y'all.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so he's 4 hours behind.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
we
it's gonna be like 3 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock.
And I
Yeah.
okay.
want to say this too, man. Like, you know, I'm friendly, but I'm not friendly.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I have trust issues. So
Yeah,
I
we
just
know.
don't trust people. And so when Eddie came around, I ain't trust him, you know what I'm saying?
Why?
I just didn't. I ain't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. I
Then it
just
was
don't
like
trust you.
then it was like you know, we had lost Stud, you know, and I've been knowing Stud all my life, and he kind of put you in the mind of Stud. So it's kind of like, all right. And so for a long time, it was Eddie just got the what up, you know what I'm saying? What up, what up? And it's like I'm just not getting open with Eddie and hell. I mean, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. And now he different, you know what I'm saying? Like I like, man, Eddie cool dude, good people.
And so working in a restaurant, what you find is that it's usually like an older person that's been working there for a long time. When new people show up, it be like they have that. They's like, I don't do it new people or whatever. And but so for me, that's an opportunity for me to let them people know who I am. And so like I was happy to let everybody know who I am, not take no offense to like those kind of because some people would, but it just felt good to be able to let people know who I am and then grow close enough to everybody to get to this point. So I appreciate the words, man, and I just appreciate y'all being open to let me be a part of the crew.
For sure. Sir said,
Eddie, your presence will definitely be missed in the studio. I hate I'm not there to I guess celebrate the occasion with you. But you will definitely be, like I said, your in studio presence will definitely be missed. You have always you continue to bring so much insight and different perspectives to the show, and I'm happy to see that you know over the length of time that you've been here that you've grown more into your character and you've grown more into yourself on air. And I think that's been real, is helped bring a different perspective and viewpoint on the show that you know in some instances we didn't even know we needed. So
mm,
you have definitely stepped up, and you know, like I say, that's why it doesn't matter. With thank God for technology, because losing a brother like you on air would be would hurt our show. It would definitely be a hit against the show. But thank God for technology, and we can continue to have you around and continue to have you infused into what we're doing, and continue to see you grow as an individual, especially going on to this new journey.
Appreciate that, man.
yes. Hey, Courtney. Hey,
Came in
Tina.
and stole the scene. Got the Christmas tree in the background and the back. Let me take a
Yes.
picture. Yeah, you taking Christmas pics? Is that what it is?
Said that was good though. Very well spoken. I agree with all of that 100%. My stream yard on my personal page keeps going out, but I'm glad you all can still hear me. I'll come back in a minute. Courtney, we were just kind of just wishing Eddie well on his next endeavors.
Listen, I hope Tegan doesn't make too much noise, but only for you, Eddie, on your last show, physically in the state of Alabama, would I log into Facebook to make sure that I let you know that your presence is everything. Just as a colleague too, I've learned so much. I enjoy, hearing in the back of my mind. I can always appreciate the fact that like if I wasn't ready, I'm like Eddie gonna come in and pop in and he's gonna have something to say. He's gonna come through in the clutch. And so just as a former athlete, it's always nice, having that teammate that like if you falling short, you know what I mean, they'll pull some things together. So I wish you well. And as said, it's nice that, virtually, now things allow us to still just feel really connected, even though, physically we're going to be miles and miles away. But again, I wish you extremely well. I know you will soar with whatever you do. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Likewise, man.
Yes. I'm glad you logged in, sis.
I mean, I like sales, like you just gonna have to log in using Facebook. I'm like, okay.
How
It
long has it been?
probably like February.
Okay.
Yeah,
Almost
it's
there. So
okay.
Eddie, you owe a candle or a cake or something
I
before
got
you
you something
go.
coming. I got you something.
All
Something,
right.
yes, yes.
All right. So
You
what
better be glad I ain't here when they make it to you.
so before we before we go, if any of you who are watching or listening want to share some words with Eddie, please do so because he has been a great part of the show. Like I told you, my phone is going in and out. Said I'm just gonna leave it down for a while, but share your thoughts. Eddie has been a great contributor to every topic with facts and strong opinion, therapeutic background. Strong black man speaking. So I just really hope that you guys will share with him as well. So let's go ahead and shift into our conversation. The COVID vaccine is floating around the city. Not here, but it's around some places now. And are, are you going to get it? Basically, it's the conversation we're going to have tonight. Last December 1st, I had some guests to come in. They spent the whole day with me for World AIDS Day. They brought some condoms. They brought some lube. They brought some, what else is in that thing? Some other stuff, different types of condoms, different things like that for preventative measures for protecting yourself against HIV, AIDS, and other STIs and STDs. And I had them laid out on the table. And somebody was like, yeah, well, y'all not giving these to the kids, are you? And so, with that being said, somebody decided to move them behind the counter. Who can get them from behind the counter? And why should they be put up? So, that was the first thing. I was like, oh, okay, so that's who we are. Second thing, we use that correlation to how people are reacting to the COVID vaccination. It's preventative. It's a preventative measure. If enough people get it, it can add to the herd immunity. More people are protected against it. It goes down on the numbers. You know your status. You know that you've done the necessary steps to protect yourself. I want to know. I tied that in because it's still December, and I just wonder why are we so. First of all, why are we so uptight when it comes to preventative measures? Like these things are to prevent stuff. And why y'all so scared? You would have unprotected sex with people that you don't know, or different things like that, so you won't use a condom. You'll go around people with no mask, so you get COVID. Like I don't. Well, help me understand. Can y'all? Do you all? I know my people aren't those people, but just help me.
Listen,
Help me have a conversation.
listen. The other day I went in the gas station. Man, the first time in forever I saw somebody buying a rub. I mean, not a condom, condom.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Um, but I mean, I was just like blown away because I mean, it's like that's not even an option today. And so I think so many people kind of caught on COVID. I want to see when all this is over. What's the number of AIDS cases that increased?
Oh.
During this time. But I mean, I just think that COVID is like this invisible killer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it is the percentage in comparison is when you look at the ratio in the big picture, I'm not gonna say it's low, it's enough. One person dead is enough. And so I think that because people don't immediately see it, that they don't, most people that they know that directly got over it, that they just like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Me, I haven't had it, or if I have, I had absolutely no symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just afraid that I might be that 0.4%
Yeah.
that don't, do well with it and die.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, shoot, man, I'm life is worth more than 0.4% for me. Um, and then I mean, I look at my kids, my wife, like I don't want to lose any of them right now. I'm not trying to take any L's. And you just never know if you healthy. They say underlying conditions, but every time I turn around, I see a story on one of the major news
Right.
outlets about somebody who's in perfectly good health that died or went through hell with COVID or still battling some kind of after effect. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's for me. I'm getting the vaccine as soon as I can.
I'm with you. I really am. So we'll talk about some of the other reasons why people are saying don't get the vaccine. They are some and very similar. I want to connect the conversations. When we had the conversation on December 1st, they said it's the same reason that people don't wear condoms. I'm allergic. Um, really that being one of the main ones, but just people come up with reasons to not do the safe thing. I trust my friends. I trust the people around me. Different things like that that keep them from being responsible.
Let me tell you. So, um, if people just be brutally honest, when you meet people, you look at them and you just automatically feel if you want to be sexually intimate with them,
Hmm.
well, they don't look like they got
Oh yeah, you
AIDS.
clean.
You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna tell you, in talking to a lot of people who would be considered in the social who's who,
Hmm.
um, the on that beauty scale 7 and above, those are the most people I know who have had or contracted those kind of diseases.
Mm.
It's not the ones who you would think out here looking whatever what the stereotype
Right,
that you
right.
would just automatically think that nah she or he why he nasty, he this that. Nah, it's those people who are well taken care of, well groomed, the ones who have it. So, and I think the same thing with COVID. We automatically think just because somebody is close to us or we're friends with them, oh, they ain't got COVID. You know what I'm saying? And that's how people are getting it. So
Mm. Um, it's real. It's real crazy because it's like you can kind of understand on one hand how yeah people do want to have an opportunity to get out and about, go out to eat, maybe go spend somebody's birthday with them. And I know your birthday is coming up, and typically we kick it for these holidays. We kick it. It's some type of gathering for Christmas, some type of gathering for New Year, some type of gathering for the birthday. It's a holiday office party. Well, that's what we do. But right now, what are your thoughts? And I want to hear from everybody. Just what are your thoughts on being out and about, even in those small spaces? I was there for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? I kept my mask on. I stayed away from people. What are you feeling, and what are your thoughts about that?
shoot, I went to the criminal party last week.
Yeah.
Get home, my throat itching, and I'm saying, Jesus, Lord, please, you know. So, but but it was more so that I had, when I get out of the shower, since I don't have no hair and that
Hmm.
cool air hit my head, it always irritates my throat.
But you had been around people, so
But I had been
mentally you
around people
thought.
so I'm like, Lord have mercy, I done, and I woke and listen, I fell asleep downstairs and I had a little space heater like in the man cave. And when I woke up, I was so hot. So when I went upstairs, I felt like I was having the chills
Oh
because
my god.
I turned on the fan. So I'm saying to myself, Lord have mercy. So now I'm just like,
Did
man,
you
I
get
need
tested?
nah. I mean, it was just it went away.
See,
But
let me give you a buzzer.
well, I think that's that part where like we become so hypersensitive to anything we feel
Mm.
after we went out.
Man,
It's
what?
like, man, did Corona pass by me outside of Walmart parking lot? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I don't even gotta be in no small crowd. I'm just like at Walmart, like I look at somebody over to the far left of me with no mask on, and a gust of wind come from that direction, and I'm like, oh Lord, please don't
Oh,
let that
If I smell,
oh,
if
Rona
I
be in my
smell
beard.
somebody, I start feeling like that. Like if I can smell you,
you can breathe in the
like I'm
particles.
like, Lord, I can smell them. Like, yeah.
But that's
See,
that hypersensitivity to those things where I know I get a little scratchy throat 5 nights out the week, just for and it's been for like years. I
me
got like a throat
too, but
thing and like,
still,
but it's hard not to think that it might be the Rona because it can show up at any time.
right?
Some of mine come from snoring sometimes.
Yeah, all of that.
So I be like, man,
Virtual studio. What you think?
I have mixed feelings. I think coronavirus is a matter of like just when, not if, but just when. Um, and like, right now, so we hosted Thanksgiving at our house for, T side of the family, and a lot of them chose not to come. They're older and for reasons of, COVID. And a lot of them are ill right now with COVID. So all people that didn't come, right?
Mm.
And his grandmother is like on a vent right now, which is just is not good. So I have, this thought of like if I'm gonna get up out of here, I would have liked to spend some time with the people that I love. And so I know, like, so I get torn between, am I gonna, enclose myself and not allow myself to, kind of live a little bit, because I am so fearful. So I've just been like, if you choose not to go to the Christmas party, or if you choose not to host it, like, I respect that. In the same way with the vaccine, for me, it's probably gonna take me some time before I would ever. And it's not like a, do I I respect the people that want to go get it, and the same for those that don't. So I think at this point, though, it's just, it seemed like early on, is this something preventable? Like, if I stay home and don't, like, am I, but now I'm at this point where I'm like, it's just so, there's just so much that we don't know about it, that you really would have to live in a box not to be, potentially exposed. So I'm like, I'm going to live, and I'm not going, I'm not going to be reckless. But if I want to host a Christmas party, I'm going to host a Christmas party. If I'm going to, go to one, then I'll go to one. I've picked and chosen my battles throughout, but especially now, kind of in this moment with our grandmother, like the matriarch of the family, like being on the event, it's like I would do anything to kind of give some more minutes with her, if this is about to be it. So I'm torn.
Yeah. That, I mean, that's enough to be torn about. That's
Right.
enough to be torn about. Sir said, wow.
For me, it's hitting a little bit. It's definitely hitting hard this year because we typically spend Christmas morning over my grandfather's house. My granddad is in his 80s, and my uncle and other members of my family may have some illnesses and some different things. So it's a whole different viewpoint of you know different being having those at risk factors. My family being older and having those at risk factors, it makes me a little bit more cautious to want to get around, especially with numbers rising. And the fact that it's not like I'm back in Birmingham, I'm in Savannah, Georgia. I'm in a whole different environment and area, and I don't want to bring something back home with me, and especially bring it around my family members that are at risk, and that could potentially happen to them. And then just fast forward thinking about New Year's Eve, like I'm interested on how think about New York City on New Year's Eve. Like, can y'all imagine like nobody being down there? Like there being a ball drop, but nobody
Like a
sitting in the
virtual
plaza or
ball
the
drop.
square. Right, or something to that extent, because that's gonna be a thing. People like their traditions and want to be around things. So I'm like Courtney, I got mixed feelings about the vaccine in the early on stages. Not saying that I won't get it, but I don't know that I'm going to be a strong proponent of getting it when it first gets out. So I think I'll just kind of watch and see, because they're coming out with different versions and doses that may be
Hmm.
more effective for different conditions and setups and body types. Like this Pfizer one that came out, they're saying if you have suffered from severe allergies or something, you don't need to take this one. So just
Oh,
kind of letting stuff kind of go out and just seeing how it plays out at first. So I'm not opposed to a vaccine. I just, for me to feel comfortable, like I'm never really a big fan of getting something when it first come out. I rather like
right.
for it
You
to
want to
just
wait a little bit.
right,
Well,
just in case any kinks or anything.
well, let's take a break. We're gonna hear from all of you, those of you who are watching, those of you in studio, virtual studio, those of you who are listening through the app, those of you who everywhere you are. I want you to join in on this conversation. But before we do that, we've got to pay some bills. But your thoughts on the vaccine, if you're gonna get it, if you're gonna wait, are you gonna party, or are you gonna revert to where we were a few months ago when everybody was inside, just for your own protection? Nobody's told you to do it yet, but it's looking like you may have to. We'll talk about it in just a few. You're listening to Vital on B949 WATV, where the V stands for Vital. All right. For those of you who are watching on social media, continue to stay here. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. You can take a look at the cute baby down there at the bottom of the screen. That is Baby Vital. That's Miss Tegan. So y'all can just adore her. Vaccine. So what if we're going to talk about some of the side effects that you guys have heard about? I've heard of a few. I want to talk to one in particular. Oh, okay, Blue. Let's speak to one in particular.
I've heard of the Bell's palsy. Can
Uh
y'all
huh.
hear
We hear
me?
you.
Oh, okay. I know the UK, started rolling out theirs, and I think it was this Pfizer vaccine, and it's they have a couple cases of Bell's palsy, which is, I mean, it's not the worst thing that can happen, but yeah, but that is one of the side effects that's happened.
The one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to say, give y'all a Chris Coleman. It could change your whole life and the lives of your future. I'm going to give that to you in about a minute and 30.
Man, we get
That's at
we
Chris
get
Coleman tease.
we get
Minute 30.
we get in cars that have recalls all the time. And the only reason is if something happens.
Yeah,
But that don't stop us from driving the car.
that's what I'm
Boeing
saying.
been offline literally for over a year because they start having crashes. They would have never. So the thing is, either you're gonna gamble to live or gamble to and die.
Yeah. It's I
If
just
I
it's
grow a
like
third
anything
leg,
else.
cut it off.
What?
If I grow a third leg, cut it off.
Oh my god. At least you won't have COVID, huh?
I won't have COVID. I don't want to die from COVID. Yeah.
And then it seems like over the weekend, so many people, so many celebrities died from COVID. Like every time I looked up, I saw a new story, somebody died.
Yeah, what's going on with that thing over there? I was thinking about getting one, but it look like you on spazzing out.
No, the only reason it's doing that is because my phone battery about to die, and I got this battery chuck connected to it. So the cord pulling it is making it cut off. It cut off when you start pulling on it. That's the only thing that's going on with it.
Yeah, I'm seeing a comment. I don't think a lot of first line responders in healthcare. I don't think really they're gonna have an option to take it. I think it's gonna be almost like a mandatory thing for them
Mm.
because they already saying for international travel, like certain international trips, you're gonna have the vaccine before you can even get admitted into the country.
Well, that's because we America, and
Right,
we ain't gonna.
very true.
My cousin worked at a hospital, and she said that she won't be taking it first early herself. She said there's a lot of religious allowances for
Hmm.
not taking COVID. So in those events that you work with people who don't have it, they do have some extra steps that they may have to take to protect themselves from people. Um, but she said there is an option to not take the vaccine if you're a first responder.
My wife got to take it. She in the military.
Oh yeah, military
She
different.
have
Yeah,
to take
you don't have no choice.
It's B94.9 WATV. You are listening to the Abby Award winning Vital Show. I'm your host, Lady Wu. Got my crew in the building and in the virtual studio. Thanks to technology and all of you who are watching in your different locations. Thank you for tuning in. So, we were talking about the importance of knowing your status and then the option to take the vaccine or not, and then just COVID care, like where you are with COVID-19 right now. And we have a comment that was posted to our conversation. Hey, Aurelian. Comment says, you all should be cautious. If you stick to the rules, you should be safe. The frontline workers and people like me who are in contact with COVID directly should have to make the decision first. We put ourselves at risk involuntarily. I am not 100%, but I'm leaning more toward taking it. We take in so many types of carcinogens, and every day we don't analyze our food so hard. Why be so hard on a possible solution? Thoughts?
because people still I ain't gonna say stuck on stupid, but I mean, I'm so tired of hearing about the Tuskegee experiment. We so beyond that. Like we so beyond that. Like it's too many. It's too many people of different colors being affected by this.
Right.
It's too many people who are rich to be affected by this, and to do something and cut corners to do it would have a greater impact than the actual disease itself. Like imagine, like if you mess this up and like you going to jail. Like you going to jail. Please believe they will come after you very hard. And it's too many eyes watching it.
What you mean? What does that mean?
Like
If
it's
you mess
too
it up.
many. Like if you try and do something and circumvent something, like leave out something that can be possibly deadly to people. And so when a bunch out, they putting this out, because see, this how I know it's safe. If they make the military take it,
Hmm.
it's safe. Because no way with the military, you know what I mean? They get a military,
Very good point, Blue.
because if the military start dying, you best believe somebody
It's a
waiting to
whole
attack
problem.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole problem.
Well, and
So
I don't my concern, and I don't think several people's concern is that it's not safe. I think that the the thing with vaccines is that people have to take them in order for us to identify what are the hiccups in it. So I don't think people are out trying to create something that's going to hurt people, but that's why that's why you have to accept the risk of studies and that kind of thing, because we're saying we're going to put you out there because we're not sure what's going to happen. So I am all for a solution. I would be, that would make me even more hopeful if they are able to come out and the masses. We do see more of a percentage of people that are that is successful, with opposed to people that develop some other kind of symptoms. So I know we have our people out there that, like, the Tuskegee study, like they after us, they're gonna try to. But I think, for me, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be one of the first ones to take it. And again, it's not because I don't trust what people are trying to do, that they're trying to hurt us. I just feel better with and increase my percentage. So
Yeah.
yeah, so not
yeah.
that I think that people are out there, deliberately trying to do something with this vaccination that's gonna make things worse.
Hey, can I ask you a question? I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask you this. Don't answer. What kind of car you drive? Okay, don't answer. How many notices have you got on factory recalls since you've had it?
Zero.
Zero. Good. So my wife got one the other day for her car. Her truck is a 2012. And what I'm saying is, we put our trust in vehicles that have recalls on them every day. We give toys to our kids that end up having recalls every day, but that doesn't stop us from getting the toys or going out to get new cars. And I know, it's it might be a stretch in comparison, but
Hmm.
I'm like, Katie, why are we so hard? And I'm not talking about you, Courtney. I'm just saying in general, why are we so hard for a solution? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if people don't realize,
Because
Trump
somebody's got
has
to do
taken
it.
away regulations that people they used to have to throw away infected chickens, right? They couldn't even sell them. Now they don't even have to do that anymore. When the
Mm.
last time did you go in the store and get some chicken?
Yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so much stuff out there that can kill you. If I die trying to do better or be better or stay healthy or stay alive, then there's nothing I can do. Like I mean, I just
Said.
Yeah,
I
I
I,
mean,
I feel blue on that too.
I hear it, but I don't think it's a fear. I just think it's being cautious. Like everybody's not going to be first to it. For example, there's a lot of people who drive cars with backup cameras that don't trust the backup camera, that will not
Hmm.
look at it and prefer the because they feel like it doesn't work. It's not going to work. Me, as much as I love technology, I don't. I'm not really a big fan of these auto lock doors and and put your thing and
Right.
then unlock. I that just don't me because like part of me feel like, hey, if somebody trying to break in the house, they can hack in, lock me in the house. I can't even get like just so it just really depends on like what your comfortability. Like I don't know that when they come out with self driving cars, I'm gonna be like, oh man, yeah, I gotta get me one of those self driving cars because of the what if. Okay, I'm gonna be like Courtney. Let a lot of people get these self driving cars. Let me let a year or two go by, and then I'll look into okay. Let me
you
go
said a
ahead and get
year
it.
or two. Jeez.
Yeah, like I want the sample size to be pretty big, but that doesn't mean like I'm gonna wait a year or two before the vaccine. I just like I say, I just want to. Hey, I'm gonna sit back, watch, see how things go, and then I go from there.
So
It
look,
could be a better vaccine that comes
had
out that is
COVID,
a better fit. Go ahead.
having have had COVID, I am more okay with going around, going to my neighborhood pharmacy or to my doctor saying, yeah, go ahead and stick me. simply because I know what it felt like to have it. And I would say that my case was between mild and serious. It wasn't severe, it was serious. So the fatigue that I had with COVID, I mean, fatigue is a symptom of or one of the side effects of the vaccine. Injection site pain is one of the possible, one of the possible side effects.
Mm-hmm.
Headache. Yeah, the headache I had with COVID felt like a headache I had never had in my life. Like when I was leaning forward, I felt like I could tip and flip 100 times because my head felt heavy. Never had that type of headache before. It's like a sinus pressure times 100.
Mm.
So like if I can get the vaccine and it's just a little headache, cool, I take that. Muscle pain, my neck, it went from my neck down to my back. No, well, honestly, down to my legs. Like it went all through my body and it hurt like hell. If I can just have a little muscle ache because of the vaccine, I'll take it. Um, some people have had temporarily swollen lymph nodes. I don't know if I had those or not, but what I did have was enough to make me say, all right. So there's one side effect that I heard about that did make me kind of second guess everything and say, well, maybe I'll wait and see. Can you all think about what that could have been? Can you guess which one that may have been?
The taste.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It could affect your whole legacy, your whole lineage.
Oh, your sperm. I mean,
I
you
don't
don't
have a
have
penis.
sperm. I'm sorry.
Your reproductive potential, like it could make you be sterile. That
Sterile.
and I haven't seen that in any of the ones that have been produced, but that's what people have been saying.
About the vaccine.
Yeah. So if,
Okay.
if people are saying stuff like that and giving out false information on side effects, then now we really have a problem because people are saying things that aren't being reported. But
The-
then how will we know?
but see,
How will we know?
let me tell you, when I took the flu, I didn't know that the flu vaccine, they say scientists get together and guess which strand is gonna be like which strand are they gonna vaccinate for this year?
Hmm.
Based on scientific research. They say it's pretty accurate. But I mean, I got my flu shot and it hurt. My arm hurt so bad for 2 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just I think no, I mean, I just feel like no matter what, you always gonna have a variable. Like when dealing with okay, medicines,
Every
right?
medicine you take, right?
Every medicine you take has a side effect. I used to take I used to get in trouble at work, man, because I'd be sitting there falling asleep, but I'm talking about I couldn't even control it, right? Until I found out it was a medicine that I was taking, and I just started taking that one at night instead of during the day. So it wouldn't affect my daytime. It's just everything we take out. I mean, I saw somebody just, I mean, everything, food, everything. And
Yeah.
I'm with y'all. My hesitation is it's not gonna be available for
Me
me
to
to
like
like
March.
March. So hey, I have a few months to see how if anybody growing the extra legs or getting twitches or what I'm saying,
I think
anything like that.
one of the biggest variables for me and my hesitance to take it is that the Trump administration was rushing the scientists to come up with something so fast so that they can take credit for it. It was hard to know whether the scientists actually had an opportunity to really do the science the way it's supposed to be done, or if they were folding under the pressure of the Trump administration to do that.
Mm.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's like, how long does it really take scientists to do this without pressure from a government where he firing people left and right when they don't say what needs to be said? And I think that at the end of the day, there are long-term effects, short and long-term effects from COVID, and there are potential short and long-term effects from a vaccine. But the vaccine is supposed to help you not experience the effects, short or long term, of COVID. And so I just think that we need to be as informed as we possibly can about what long term problems with COVID look like versus continuing to keep up with the data on what these vaccine side effects look like. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I really rather take my chances on the vaccine than on COVID.
So we
If I
got
had to
so
choose.
the three in studio say we would take our chances with the vaccine. The two in virtual studio say what? Courtney, what you say?
I'm not opposed. I'm not going to be the first one, but I'm not opposed either. I mean, I
Right.
vaccinate
They
my
gotta go to
kids like
school, right?
they're going to, Susan just got her 2 month, 4 months. So I'm not a like keep it away from me kind of person. But I'm also, I'm not like let me jump to it. And I definitely feel like I had what was COVID before it was cool. Um, but to Eddie's point, I think Eddie, you bring up. Go ahead. You sir said you answered that, but I'd like to come back to follow up with something that Eddie just said.
I say I'm the same as Courtney. I'm not opposed to it. Like I don't get a flu shot. I've never gotten a flu shot. So like vaccines is not like really unless it's told, hey, you need to get this. I'm not really like big on just taking vaccines for the sake of taking vaccines. So, but with COVID and the severity of what it can do to your body and what it can do to your family, I am definitely open to taking it. I'm just not going to be one of those first to the market. Like, hey, the general public can get it in March. I'm gonna be there March and April trying to get my shot. It may be like close to winter or fall before I get that, just based on what I'm seeing and what I feel. Could be the summer. Could be I decide to take a trip somewhere and they say you got to have it, and then if I get forced in this situation. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not at the front of the line trying to take it.
All right. So that's our general consensus in studio. Nobody's lining up at the front of the line to say yeah. But Blue, you said you going when they drop it in Birmingham, you going.
Yeah, if I can, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And listen, think about this. I just thought about something. We were talking about chicken pox and that Buffalo Rock. Man, I had chicken pox. All my brothers had chicken pox. Everybody I was in school with had chicken pox. I just realized, like, man, people don't have chicken pox no more
Right.
because it's a chicken pox
Right.
vaccination.
Right.
So, like, a lot of people, like, a lot of these, I ain't gonna get my child vaccinated, and I ain't get my child vaccinated, and they ain't never had this. Of course, because the majority of people have gotten the vaccination, so the spread is very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it used to be a time where if as many people now at then said that they wouldn't get it, that we would still have these
Mumps, measles, chicken pox,
yeah, man. I just thought no, I ain't heard
smallpox.
nobody say they had chicken pox in forever.
Nah, like I don't know.
Man.
I don't know. So look, if you I just went live on my own page. If you're watching on that live, you need to go to the V94 page, V949 page and watch there or either on Vital Show. I just wanted to see who's gonna tune in. So go to that page. I'm ending this. Conversation continues on your radio, on the app, and on those pages, even on YouTube. So we're in a couple of different places. Go and check us out and be sure to share the video as well. So yeah, Blue, awesome point. Those different diseases have pretty much been eradicated. Like the vaccine, your blue form that your students get, your children get when they go to school up until I guess 18, maybe. And then we still have to get certain ones that we're required or asked to get like Hep B, Hep C, those type things. We don't ask a lot of. Do you all ask questions when you go to the doctor and they say, "Well, hey, we're gonna write you a script for so and so, so and so." You just want to feel better, right? Or do you go really read? Do you read the little thing that they staple onto your package?
Well, me, I'm always it's called contraindications.
Yeah.
Those are medicines that would have an adverse effect. Before I take anything over the counter, um, I make sure that it doesn't clash with any of the medicines that I have that are prescribed. Because we done lost. That's how what's the name? Jerry Levert. He died because he taking some cold medicine and another medicine, and he died. So I mean, it just we just like literally the Bible calls us sheep for a reason.
Yeah.
Sheep have no defense mechanism.
Hey, they need a shepherd.
They need a shepherd. So I mean, I feel like we just at the mercy of science. And when we get COVID down pat, who's to say in our lifetime we won't have to deal with another pandemic epidemic.
Yeah. I want to take a quick moment to shout out our supporters who have shared this episode tonight. Jackie Robinson, Bartender Baby. Angeline, thank you so much. We got Russell McClinton and Miss Rusty Shiloh. So thank you guys so much for sharing the video. I'm sure there are others, but those are the ones that I see right now. Keep liking, keep sharing so that people on social media can be a part of this great conversation. We want to see what people are thinking because it's up to us to protect each other and make it through this thing. Um, Rufus Shields says, "Hey Courtney, I Al, you know, because I'm gonna take it as soon as it is available. What's up, Ralph? So yeah, I just want to hear what people think. Are you gonna take it? And if you aren't, why not? If you are, why are you gonna take it? If you're contemplating, what are your fears? What are your thoughts? Like I said, for me, it would be infertility and sterilization. I can't say I don't want to do that. Like I may want, before I can't have children, I may want to have another child. I don't want to not be able to because of COVID or because of the COVID vaccination.
I just think if you have any kind of rare diseases, my son has. We call him the bubble baby because he's allergic to stuff. We have an EpiPen,
Me too.
and that was one of the situations in England is that two people who carry the adrenaline pen, EpiPen,
Uh-huh.
had an adverse reaction to the um, vaccination.
Saw
So
that.
I'm definitely going to be doing the research on that before I give it to my child because now we're seeing. And I mean, I probably would have asked that anyway, just knowing that stuff will break him out and that
Man,
peanuts is his like major um
his
whatever
allergy.
it major. So yeah, I mean, it's just do read for yourself and don't get on stitches.com, you know what I'm saying? Like some stupid website that
House.com.
yeah, like and read
General
up.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Dot net.
It's important to understand like numbers and statistics. I mean, if you take any kind of medication that we take out here with
Mm-hmm.
that has side effects, the major side effects is like winning the lottery of your medication. Like that's how rare it end up being in a lot of cases of millions and millions of people
Right,
taking this
right.
medication, but you got 0.5% that experience this particular side effect that nobody wants. And I think that it's important to look at the percentage and rates. Like if you do experience some of the worst side effects, you had a really, really bad draw in most of these cases.
Yep.
It's not that everybody is at risk of this at the same rate. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in your body and how it's
Yeah.
processing that medication is the reason that this may or may not be happening. That's the same thing with COVID. It's a whole bunch of people who we just got a different range of immune systems. We got a different way that our bodies are responding to these things. We got different hearts and lungs and kidneys. And COVID is coming and attacking a lot of different people's bodies through variables that we don't understand. And the vaccine, hoping to subvert some of that, is worth taking it. Like if a wave of COVID was coming across the country and I was at the place where like, okay, well, you can try to survive this wave of COVID, or at this moment right now, you can take this vaccine. I'm probably gonna be like, give me the vaccine because I don't even want this risk. And that's what's happening now. Like if the numbers get up to a point where it's like getting like we got 2,000 deaths a day
But
right now.
but when I posted that, people didn't believe it. Like I said, well, when you think about 50 states in the United States and you multiply that times whatever, 2,000 people dying a day ain't a lot of people.
And see,
It
that's
sounds like a lot, but
yeah.
I mean,
But I mean, in a month, that's 60,000. So
okay,
in 2 months, that's 120,000. I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet everything I have that the number of people who will have adverse reaction to a vaccination won't even be uh, it won't reach whole number percentages um as to number of people who have died. I don't know if I said that right, but I mean it's just gonna be so small. I think the numbers are gonna be so small. And so I don't think it's just gonna be like mass scares. 8,000 people died from a COVID vaccination. I don't think it's gonna be nowhere near that.
And it's a meme going around, kind of, I guess.
is it Will Smith on
No, it ain't Will Smith. It's just
it?
people picking at people who invalidate things like how many people are dying of COVID. But it's like we're having nearly a 9/11 a day right now.
Right,
We're
Pearl
having nearly a
Harbor.
Pearl Harbor a
Yeah,
day right now, and
Wow.
people are still invalidating the seriousness of this disease, even though they were real serious when it came to 9/11, as they should have been. But I'm saying that they should be as concerned about this thing that's impacting us this way.
bruh. When I made the post about the 2,000 people a day, somebody asked me, did I know any of them? How many did I know? I didn't. My brother jumped in there like, "What the hell you mean? Like, how many do she like? What?" I know, like in that week, I knew two people. I knew two people that died that helped make up that number, and I'm like, what is it that will make you believe or make you think that?
That's
Like,
why a
what are
lot
you
of
talking
that's
about?
what I was saying earlier.
What are you
Since people
saying?
don't know somebody who died from it, they think it's just a joke, and so
Right.
it's ignorant.
I mean, you have a lot of conspiracy theorists that feel like, well, they making up the numbers, like 2,000 people not dying. Like, remember early on, there was a lot of confusion and back and forth about, and Trump has even put this out there. Oh, the doctors getting and hospitals are getting a lot of money by marking these cases that are COVID. That's all they do. They just mark it as COVID. If somebody died in a car accident, they mark it as COVID. So people just have a general distrust of the system and of government and anything they're putting out there, and that's in large part due to this president, the outgoing president, um, and what he's managed to do as far as plant seeds of fear all over. So like Eddie said, people, you have some people who wouldn't mind taking it, but it's like, well, it's coming under the Trump administration, so I really need to look at this and make sure it's legit because Trump cut corners. Trump not, he's not a genuine dude. He's not an honest dude. So we have to look at everything as if like with that side eye that comes under him. I guarantee you, if this vaccine would have come under Joe Biden's administration, there will be a lot less questions about that. I would
But
probably feel better about taking the vaccine myself because it's like, okay, I know it's been thoroughly vetted and the due diligence has happened. With the Trump administration, it's hard to say that because he's corrupted different facets of government in so many different ways.
listen. Katie said this in her comment. Science has been bucking at him the entire time. They, FDA, and other critics could care less about Trump, and that's what I've been seeing. That listen, even that he can. I don't know if he has the power to hire and fire the guy over the FDA, but listen, the FDA before they after they approve it, it has to go through a separate panel of scientists and doctors to evaluate them. So I don't think Trump had anything to do with the rush in getting it. It was just a natural rush because this is affecting the economy. This is affecting people psychologically. This is affecting everybody. So we need to hurry up because we can't survive being shut down. And so I think if Biden would have been the president, the whole rush would have gone a whole lot smoother. But people see that's what I think people really need to slow down and look at facts. If you deal with facts, you'll understand you you rush and get a vaccine because of Trump, and you and him will go to jail.
Let's take
You
a quick
will go to
break.
jail.
You will go to jail. It's B94.9 WATV. We don't want you to go to jail. We don't want you to go to hell. We just want you to think about this vaccine and about what's happening with COVID. We're going to continue the conversation in just a few right here on B94.9 WATV, where tonight the V stands for vital. We'll be right back. That's the son of the police. Hello, recess. Hey, everybody, if you're watching, please go and share our video. Go and share our video. Listen through your radio as well. So when you listen through your radio, you hear things that the people online don't hear. There's music always playing, there's sound effects, it's all types of stuff going on. So listen through your radio, listen through the app. You can hear the full show. But we appreciate you watching online and hope that you share it because right here, you can always go back and other people in other places can see and hear us as well. So now we're back with our second hour of the Abby Award winning Vital Show right here on B94.9 WATV. And that is right. And now we are back. It is Vital. I'm Lady Wu. The crew is in. Great conversation right now on COVID-19 and the vaccine. So there are so many different variables as to what is taking place right now. So many different opinions. And I think the main thing is for each person to be responsible for themselves. This is not a group effort. Okay, so I'm gonna get me and I'm gonna get all my friends and we're gonna go down there. No, I don't care. I care, I do, but I'm not responsible for if you all decide to or not. This is one of those things where you make the best decision for you and yours. And it's just like wearing your mask. So, how many people have gone out anywhere, like to a social setting, to a birthday party, to a baby shower, to a church service, to a holiday party? How many of us have gone somewhere outside of our homes? Okay. So, everybody except, okay, everybody. Everybody has gone somewhere. When you went, did you keep your mask on the whole time?
Nope.
Were you even able to?
Nope. I got relaxed and reckless.
Relaxed and reckless.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to what you were saying in the beginning about like safe sex. You get relaxed and reckless.
Think about when I came up here. Remember the day
Yeah.
I was up here? Tam
Yes.
was up here. CJ was up here.
Yeah.
I was standing next to somebody who had it. Went in another room, had
With
conversation
two
with
people that
somebody.
had it.
Three. No, yeah, three. So I mean, it's like when I got back in the car, put on my hand sanitizer, but I took my mask off when I came here and sat down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just hard not to be uh disciplined. And so yeah, that's why I'm taking it.
Right. Like it's so, said mentioned about the flu. And I'm like, well, it's not the flu.
Even though
Even though
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
the
the flu
flu
either.
either,
And
and
people
people
die
die
from the
from the
flu as
flu as
well.
well.
And
And
I ain't one that I don't like the flu vaccine because of the time that I did take it, that was one of those things where I thought I could have died too. I'm like, man, this is bad. What is this? It was after I took the shot. I was
Mm.
like, dang, well, I never take this again. Then I was like, maybe it's because I used my grandma's car and they gave me like a grandma level vaccine. She had just passed and I used her CVS card. And I was like, oh, she got a free flu vaccine. Man, my immune system wasn't ready.
Mm.
So I didn't know why my body reacted that way. But in that moment, I said, oh, I won't do this again. Uh,
There's a
mm,
there's a
It took
Mike Tyson quote where he says that I hate doing it, but I do it like I love it, and that's discipline.
mm.
And so it's really hard to be disciplined with this, because to do it like we love it, we would literally have to stay in the house, never go anywhere, never be out with anybody that we care about. If we can work from home, we just work from home, order our food. Like that is a stark contrast from what our society has been and what we have been. And I mean, I'm sure it's people out there that's practicing that kind of discipline, but I mean, I think we're so craving that moment where we can be back to normal that even if we have some discipline, those moments show up where we're like, it feels good to be able to do this. It feels good to be able to talk with no mask. It feels
Yeah.
good to be at my family house and all of us laughing like it ain't a pandemic out here. But then when you leave, it's like, oh, let me put on my sanitizer. Oh, I hope nobody got the Rona.
Right.
Oh,
But I done already already
and three
breathed
days
it
and
in.
3 days later, you get a call. Your cousin got Corona. Oh, Lord. See, it like we
Oh
craving that
no.
moment. We craving that
look
moment, and
that,
it's
that
putting us
happened.
in a vulnerable position.
It
Yeah, my
is.
little boy, he virtual school. Man, right before Halloween Friday, they was like, "Yeah, we're gonna come into the class
Mm-hmm.
and let them trick or treat, put on their uniform." So we're like, "Okay, cool." And we sent the boy to the school. Man, they called us that evening. Yeah, somebody in the class had COVID, and I'm like, man, come on. I was so mad, man. I was like, we let because I was at first I was like, nah. Then I let my guard down, and but he didn't get it. But it's just, and then when we found out who it was that had it, I was like,
And you
really?
you weren't supposed to find out because that's a HIPAA violation. Um,
But
Sir
yeah,
said.
I think it's yeah, I mean it's tough because like when you think because if you take the vaccine, that theoretically puts you in a better position to get back to your normal, or for everyone to get back to the normal. The more people take the vaccine, the more the world will start to open up. But I mean, I'm just like I'm. That's I'm not the first. I'm not. I'm just not that type of person. Like if it's up there, I'm gonna get. Hey, I'm gonna let everybody else get it first, and I'm gonna come up there. Like same thing I do in life. Like I eat last. I let everybody else go up and eat unless it's mac and cheese up there and broccoli rice casserole. Then I'm going first and then come back second. But you know what I'm
Now you
saying?
trying to
Like
be a cute, talking about you gonna be late. I thought y'all did everything first. Take the lead,
how
Courtney
did I
and
not?
Fed. Be the
Uh,
first. Huh?
hey, the first will be the last, and the last shall be the first. And
Amen.
now
then
he, now he, boy, them apples hell, boy.
so yeah, I mean, I will
Oh,
not speak. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Where I'm thinking like the stupidest thing that I keep hearing is, oh, well, they're gonna put a tracker in you so they can. This is all the tracking they need.
trying to
That's
Right.
tell
all they
you.
need. Depending on the model of car you got, they got a tracker in that. Like
Look,
if they
you
want to,
watch.
If
if
you go to
you are
government,
that big, the
they just call and
federal
ask if you will
government.
work.
Thank you. There is
Man,
nobody immune for the federal government. If they want you bad enough, they will find every single thing they want about you. Like it's
Yeah,
no
you can keep
hiding
a
from
people
that.
missing every day.
yeah. And look, if you watch First 48, that's how they catching everybody now. That cell
Right.
phone that was on this tower in this area at the time of
Right.
the murder, like you already being tracked, ma'am and sir.
Mm. Wow.
So
So
yeah, I'm not
all of the
ignorant like that.
ignorance. You're right. All of the ignorance, we still know that it's an independent decision, individual decision. That shouldn't be taken lightly. Like I have gone in some places and turned around and walked right back out when I saw the ignorance in the room. And the ignorance is everybody looking at me like something was wrong with me because I had a mask on. Y'all crazy.
Well, let ask it, why is it such a difference in culture? You know,
Man.
like white people feel like they shouldn't wear masks. Like, and I'm not saying all, please, I'm not making a general
Can't yeah.
comment, but I'm just saying majority of the time when I go to other places, I get that feeling when I walk in there and I'm the only one with a mask on, you know. And I actually got a guy look at us at Home Depot Saturday and went to talking. Well, I'm not wearing a mask because it's not my right. It's a friend, you know. And I wanted to turn around because I wanted to be with the stuff, but I was
He
just like
wanted to smoke.
I wanted to smoke, but I was just like, you know what, man, that's pure ignorance that's talking. You know what I'm saying? And so I just, and my thing is, if you're healthy, if you believe in that high percentage recovery, what about your grandmama? Is your grandma worth your freedoms that you just making up in your head? Like I just, it's such a cultural difference with COVID too. So I mean, it's
Kind of, sort of, because the places that I'm going, Blue, I'm not seeing a lot of those people. I'm seeing a lot of younger. Well, can't even say younger. I'm seeing a lot of black people. Um, and there was one venue in particular with no outside. It's straight through. Straight in, straight out, just straight through. And I could have counted the people that had masks on. So I stayed at the front door. I waved inside, and I turned around and went elsewhere. Like I don't want to. I don't want to socialize with people who don't respect. Um,
I,
w-
I
I,
believe just with us, we just don't believe ish think.
yeah,
That's what I think it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just we don't believe it's real until it's right on our front porch. A big mama or somebody like that got it. Otherwise, we gonna push the envelope. With them, they just feel like it's a right or it's a infringement of their rights. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know, man. It's this world is very COVID has served like a buffalo rock. It has brought all the hate and everything all the way out of everybody. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. I'm thinking about it. And being over here in Georgia, Georgia doesn't even have a statewide mask ban. So it is ridiculous. It's like I could literally legally walk around in some places without masks, and I've seen just in different spaces around here and even back home in Birmingham, like it's people that I'm like it is the craziest thing to me is people not having a mask on but not wanting to touch the door or like getting hand sanitizer. It's like, fool, don't you know you're more likely to catch it by inhaling than you are, touching something and getting it that way. So it's like, oh, I don't believe I can get it by breathing anything in, but I know I can probably get it by touching something. So I'm a sacrifice like a mask for the sake of, but I don't want to touch anything and get sick.
So here, like when what Blue was talking about, when we got it, and I say we because ain't but 8 people on staff here, and half of that 8 had COVID. And the way that I've analyzed that we got it is through either like air duct ish or either on this board that we run our station through, because the people that sat on that side did not get it. It was everybody that worked on this side. So from Chris Coleman on down, like well, I say from the morning show on down, if we touch these pots right here and talk in this microphone right here and touch this computer and stuff on this side, this is where it came from. Um, then we go to our homes, our partners and friends and families didn't get it from us. So you think about transmission and touching stuff, that part right there alone said to me, like, okay, it's clearly it's some surface to it too. Like they wouldn't have been tripping about Clorox wipes and Lysol if it wasn't able to be picked up from surfaces. So you might not, I don't even know if anybody sneezed. I don't know if anybody coughed. What I do know is that we all talked on this microphone though. I do know that much. And I know
Cause I
that,
sat right there.
yeah, your child came all over here behind the board.
Lord have mercy. CJ was sure trying to run the board.
Yes.
I'm
So
glad he couldn't. I'm glad he was short.
man, so it's just like that. Like we none of us we didn't have an idea as to what was happening in those moments. You know, Chris was drinking some tea, and I'm like, "You look a little puny in the eyes." Those are the words that I use. And because of it's September, this is like when the weather was changing. Like all of us that have allergies were kind of starting to feel that little kick back in the back of your throat. And he was like, "Well, yeah, I feel fine. I drink tea every day. I'm like, I get a medicine bottle every day too, but I know when it ain't working. I know when there's something else going on. You need to go to the doctor. Oh, straight. Went to the doctor, boom, COVID. So like just different things like that. Not really you will take for granted that, oh, I always have allergies. Like we said, this I get out the shower and I don't have hair in my head. Oh, I have this little whatever you have going on with your throat, Eddie, and I just don't think it's that. I feel sick or different, so randomly because of different things I have going on. I have asthma, I have allergies, I have eczema, I have this, I'm allergic to that. Boom. So I could be feeling any kind of way any day. I'm a girl, right? I could be feeling any kind of way any day. But I would know when I need to go and see what's really going on. And I'm thinking that people aren't doing that.
What about the secret spreaders, the people who know they got it
Man,
and still interact and still mingle and don't tell other people? I've been seeing people a lot of posts
that's
in
so
social media
disgusting.
about people being embarrassed to claim that they have it. So I mean it's I wonder how much does that contribute to the spread of COVID.
I
You know,
I think it contributes. I think it contributes in large part. I think I was just hearing about an event a couple of weeks ago, maybe about last week, where someone was sick. They were sick early in the week, sick as a dog. They start feeling better. They decide to come to the get together anyway. Come to the get together, go home. The partner ends up is diagnosed with COVID. Now they got to let everybody know that they were around. Hey, I've been around it. So the other people tested negative, but this person could have very well caught it, carried it over to the partner, and still put other people at risk. But people don't like Wu said, people don't think about it. Like in her mind, she probably didn't think anything about COVID because I'm feeling better. I was sick a couple of days, but I'm better now.
Yeah.
I just caught a little cold. So I think a lot of that is happening. Some of it unintentionally. But I think there's a growing number of people that are doing it intentionally, thinking, okay, well,
Well,
I'm just gonna keep my mask on the whole time. I'm not gonna touch anything because of fear of missing out. So and so having a birthday thing, and I gotta go, and I sit, and if I tell them I got
and go
COVID, they
kill
gonna think
them.
they just think I'm being reckless, and I've been doing this because there is sort of a negative stigmatism. I don't know if it's still as strong now, but I think initially people were just like, if you came over COVID, it's like, oh, you just out here being reckless. You weren't wearing a mask, weren't washing your hands, like, because there's no other way you could have gotten it unless you just were out here being reckless. But I think as time has progressed, people realize you can get it very innocently and be doing everything you're supposed to do. And like Blue said, you had that one instance where you relaxed and reckless and open yourself up to contract it. So yeah.
And I mean, to add to that point, I think we talked about this a long time ago. At the very beginning, they was sanitizing the little machines at the grocery stores when you press your PIN number in. And I keep a little sanitizer in my pocket. So within 10 seconds of this person putting in their numbers on the code, I went and put my numbers in on the
Right.
thing.
No changes. No
But I
wipes.
had some sanitizer. Now imagine not having sanitizer and getting right outside and scratching your face with that same finger.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Ooh,
I don't
ooh.
even use Lysol no more. Like I got so much Lysol at the house. But the hand sanitizer, well, you see, I brought my can in here, and you see, I got my. I don't care what I do. When I get back in the car, I'm hitting the hand sanitizer. I've gotten so bad, I can't even scratch my face without knowing I've just applied it. And if I do, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm wiping my keys off. I'm wiping the gear
Oh
shift
Lord, I'm
off.
sick.
You know what I'm saying? When my kids get in the car, I'm like, squirt, let me see your hands. Cause that's my greatest fear. Kids have absolutely no clue. And it's like my kids touch everything. Man, they got to touch everything. And so and I just be scared because you always got people. They don't say who they are, but they are not have on no mask and be coughing their whole right lung out.
Oh.
Buddy, you talking about, man, COVID has shown me that I have more what's the word? I
Mm.
got more restraint
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
because I be wanting to shake folks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go to the phone line. Carla, you are in with Vital on B94.9 WATV. What's your comment?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. My name is Nicole. My comment is I'm a cancer survivor. I have beat cancer twice.
Yes.
And me taking the COVID test, I'm kind of afraid that it may trigger the cancer and bring it back. I want to take it, but I have my if issues.
Mm.
What do you think about that?
Have you heard anybody saying that it could do that?
No, I haven't. I've been doing my research on it, but it's kind of early.
Mhm.
I'm trying to weigh my options out. Like I said, I beat cancer twice, and I'm kind of afraid that it's going to bring it back if I take the shot. I want to take it, but I'm so afraid.
Well,
Wow.
man, we are not any medical experts able to give any medical advice. We're just offering opinions. But my
Uh huh.
opinion would be is talk if you can if you have a doctor that you trust to discuss it thoroughly with him
For
or her
sure.
and see if
Uh
because
huh.
I'm sure if they have been doing webinars and Zooms. My wife is an optometrist, an eye doctor, and so she has
Okay.
done countless Zooms and webs that just talking about contracting or anything related to that. So I would just say contact your doctor because we have no idea.
Yeah.
And and I will say that I don't think that's an irrational fear from what your experience has been.
No.
But
No,
if
sir.
the anxiety from the fear of that starts to increase, I would think about talking to a therapist to kind of help with
Mm.
whatever that
Hmm.
thought is, that original thought that triggers that anxiety in terms of what may happen, because there still may be some stuff left over from your cancer experience that that's getting close to being triggered, that you really need that to be appeased so that you could be a little bit more comfortable with the idea of taking a coronavirus vaccine.
Well, see,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a unique situation that I'm gonna try and find out because when you have cancer, you have a compromised immune system,
Mm-hmm.
and so how does cancer? I mean, not the cancer. How does the vaccination affect people who have compromised immunity?
Look, with underlying conditions, just like you look at how COVID affects people with underlying conditions. Like if I get it. And you remember when it first hit, I was like, "Oh my god, I have asthma." Like I was so just like I cannot get it because I have asthma, and I'm hearing that if it attacks some asthma
Asthma,
lungs, we out of here. That's what I thought immediately.
right?
But I started writing my will and everything. However, I also started taking the necessary precautions. not knowing it, just not knowing
Right.
anything. So now here we are with the vaccine, still not knowing anything. But that's why we were promoting research, like being a part of the research. So let's go back to that part of it. If there's opportunities for us to be a part of research, am I surrendering my like am I just voluntarily putting myself on the line so y'all can know what's going to like it's such a
Research is public information, by the way.
it's public information, but you
Y-
using me.
right.
And what if this study that I'm a part of is the one that takes me out just because I'm trying to help find a solution? So how are they based? You know what I'm saying? Like if
Yeah.
somebody with cancer did say, well, hey, I beat cancer twice and I want to be a part of this study because I want to know what it does. You want to live to tell about it.
Absolutely. That's. I
Well,
mean.
and that's I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Blue. I'm
No,
sorry.
I mean, I was just saying that's one of them. That's a risk you take in life. You know, when I get in my car and I press the brakes, my hope is that the brakes stop me. You know what I'm saying? They can give out, but I mean, I that's a very, very, very like that. What Eddie, you gonna need some psychological help with that because that's a very, very, very um and I mean, woo, you had COVID. To know you got something in you that has killed over 240,000 people would make me be sick.
Yeah, I felt just the thought of having it and like you don't know if it's on your sheets, you don't know if it's on like it just it is a very uh it can be taxing mentally because you're thinking like we don't understand it. I didn't see it when I got it, so now I don't
Mm,
see it in my house. I
right.
don't know, my daughter lives with me. Didn't know if she had it, but we had to treat her as such. Um it, it's really crazy. Like,
Oh
do you
yeah.
wash your sheets every day? Do you like what do you do? So really just being I'm already kind of OCD, so this just turned it up a whole nother notch. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so
And see, for me, the psychological
oof.
trauma of having to stay at the house, I would die. Y'all, I can't. I done been out every day since COVID hit. Even when we were locked down, I was getting out
I'm
there.
going somewhere.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going to load.
Yeah, we know you going to get that Lysol.
I'm going so because
Hey, that and home renovation
you
projects,
Oh
know,
my
Home
goodness.
Depot and Lowe's.
Right.
that was my sanity
Right.
pill
Ooh,
doing being able. So for me to stay at, and I would be one of those people who would wrestle with the idea of if I leave, I'll just put my mask on. You know what I'm saying? I would be one of those because the psychological damage of sitting up in the house being cooped up would kill me.
man.
I don't think them 100 days that Biden talk about. I think that's gonna be a lot harsher than
I
we
don't think we're
anticipate.
gonna get there because I don't think because we have a vaccine now. Like I don't think the society would like I don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Unless just nobody everybody just kind of opt and say I ain't getting it.
Oh
But I
man.
mean, we got a vaccine that's finna get distributed. That'll kind of be reversed going into a lockdown.
I'm so weak. Crumb from where they at though said, I don't mind staying home as long as I got my Xbox.
Man, I got my PlayStation, but still, man, I just got to be outside. I got to do something.
Go
I got to see
outside.
some people.
Go walk.
Man, I got to get in the car.
Oh, get in the car.
Where I'm gonna go?
Just drive around the neighborhood. You want to get in the car to go
I
somewhere.
want to be somewhere. I got to get out. I got to do something. Like
Woo!
that's why I'm not made for prison, buddy. I'm a free spirit. I just like, moving.
I get it. I do get it.
And that, again, to me, that speak like us not being able to accept the idea that something this major could happen just in on the earth,
Yeah,
and us not accepting what we have to do
yeah.
to 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 fix it means that we have a level of like human privilege.
Oh, absolutely,
Cause like it's a
absolutely.
movie, The Happening, I think with Mark Wahlberg in it, where the trees just started killing people, just started purging,
Hmm.
purging the people. Horrible movie, but if you saw it, like there are times in our society where things happen in the earth that's a response of something that we've done, and there's certain things you have to do to resolve those things. This is another one, but like we have this level of privilege that because we've been alive and nothing like this has happened our whole lives, that we believe that we have the luxury of focusing on the economy and our own individual rights that we don't want infringed. We got the this false idea that those things matter in the context of something that's in our face killing us, and allowing it to kill us, and we are not looking at it for the seriousness that it is. That's ridiculous. And I say we, because
Just generally
it ain't me.
speaking.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? But it's a large enough group of people that got us dying 2,000 people a day.
994-8949 is the number. 994-8949 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Talking about COVID-19 today. So this is a conversation that on any news channel you're going to hear every day. On every radio station, you're going to hear something about COVID every day until we are out of this pandemic. I think for the rest of our lives, we will hear about COVID-19. We will. It's just, I mean, we're going to hear about it. So hopefully we're having a conversation today that's making you think in another direction about where we're headed with the vaccine, where we're headed with your own personal safety. Hopefully, we're speaking to somebody tonight that feels like wearing a mask ain't cool in the club. First of all, the clubs never did open. I don't recall us getting to phase 3. Y'all just opened back up because folk needed to have somewhere to go and make some money.
Well, the health department didn't stop them either, nor did the city of Birmingham or any other city or municipality.
Well,
I
and I
told
know the
her to
city
get
of
out the house too.
Tuscaloosa. Yeah, no, it was definitely open. Now there were restrictions, but
Right, on capacity.
yeah, but they and what they would allow, coming in. But yeah, it definitely opened up because otherwise they would have fined and would have been
COVID
happy
got
with it.
politicized. It
But
started.
did they announce like, okay, y'all remember phase 1 was this, phase 2 is gyms, this, and that. Phase 3 was supposed to be movie theaters,
I
some,
still
and
don't see
some.
the movie theater over by my house.
Cause
Well,
some
Well,
went
what?
out,
some,
I don't know, went bankrupt.
well, AMC close to going bankrupt. I think Regal did go bankrupt. But I don't. I think we just blew past the phases because Alabama and a lot of states didn't even meet the requirements to open back up. What they did open back up in the beginning, it was supposed to be, I think, like 3 consecutive days of declines, or so many days of declines in COVID
Hmm. Hmm.
positive cases, and that, and the third. That never complied because the federal government put something out there that made it sound good and make it seem like they were doing their job. But I mean, in the long run, it wasn't any accountability or follow up with it. So even to the comment that we have on the screen about, do you think there's going to be another shutdown if COVID-19 getting higher, because it's going to be a while before they can get the vaccine to everybody on the earth? I don't think that we'll never. I don't think we'll see a shutdown. I don't.
Mm.
I don't. I really
Me
don't see
neither.
that. I
They
think
the
stuff
people
is
wouldn't comply
It's
again, right?
politicized now. It's like people are
right.
literally. It's 70 million people that voted for somebody who thinks that this was a hoax. It's 70
Right.
million people that voted for somebody who said wearing a mask is an infringement of their civil rights. And so to shut down people who are saying, I mean, I just watched a bar owner in New York say he went to jail um because he refused to shut down, and they took his liquor license, so he started giving away free liquor. So it's enough. Like it has been,
Yeah.
COVID has been politicized, and so now is politicizing the people who feel like that this party feels like it's an infringement. Then it's politicized to saying the government is gonna make you take it. Then it's politicized to say um, it was rough. It's just, I mean, it's a whole mess.
But this is where the politicization turns into a problem. Is that if y'all look it up, new reports are saying that Trump turned down extra Pfizer
Right.
vaccines when they were offered more vaccines, which now is going to limit how many of us common people will be able to get the vaccine. So if they only get enough for the military and only get enough for the first responders, then we still got to wear masks.
That
We
was
still got to
Hold
do
that.
that.
yeah.
Hold that. Hold
That's
that.
it.
Hold that. Hold that. You're listening to the Abby Award winning Vital Show on V949 WATV. We are going to take a quick break and start our next stream. So, all of you who are commenting on this one, catch us at the next one. So, we're about to start a new video, a new live stream for you to get on. Share it as well. And we're going to finish the show over there on that one. I'm going to play a song for you. I want to know what's on your mind. And then I'm going to open the phone lines up so that you can be a part of the conversation right here on B949 WATV.